All the fame and drama made Brooke Hogan into the woman she is today, but it also drove her away from her late father Hulk and the rest of her family. On July 24, 2025, Brooke's father died at the age of 71. Sadly, she hadn't been in contact with him or her mother Linda for a few years at that point. As Linda said in a video posted earlier that year,
"Brooke doesn't talk to us. She's had twins. She got married. She didn't tell us. She had twins. She didn't tell us. She had a huge fight with Terry."
This family rift occurred around the time Hulk married his third wife, Sky Daly, in 2023. Brooke chose not to attend the wedding, writing on Instagram at the time, "For my own journey to healing and happiness, I have chosen to create some distance between myself and my family." It's worth noting that Hulk didn't attend Brooke's wedding in 2022 either, even though she wanted him to. During an appearance on the Bubba the Love Sponge show, she explained,
I was like, "Well, I want you to walk me down the aisle." And he goes, nope, that's not me. I don't do weddings. I don't do funerals anymore.
So it comes as no surprise that Brooke didn't attend Hulk's funeral, which took place on August 5th, 2025. In a lengthy Instagram post, she explained her reason for not attending, which echoed her father's aforementioned words about how he didn't like going to funerals. She wrote in part, "My father hated the morbidity of funerals. He didn't want one." So instead, she took her family to the beach, since this is what made her feel closest to her dad. But how did Brooke become so closed off from her family? It may have something to do with how she grew up. Hulk Hogan was on top of the wrestling world when he and his first wife, Linda, welcomed Brooke into the world on May 5th, 1988. So you'd think that she had had a lavish life from the very beginning. After all, the Hogans had two homes at that point, one in Florida and the other in Connecticut. They were also in the process of building a mansion in California's San Fernando Valley. Despite this, Hulk and Linda made a point to keep things as normal as possible for her and her younger brother Nick, who was born 2 years later in 1990. Since they mostly resided at the Florida house in Clearwater, this wasn't too hard. As she said of her life there during an interview with Big Frog 104,
We didn't really deal with that Hollywood, Kim Kardashian, paparazzi thing when we were kids.
just like any other normal kid, Brooke had a variety of interests. She started learning piano at the age of 5 and would also go on to learn gymnastics and dance. By the time she started attending Clearwater Central Catholic High School, she took up cheerleading as well. You would think that this, coupled with being the daughter of one of the most famous wrestlers of all time, would guarantee her popularity among other students. But this actually wasn't the case. In fact, she more or less felt like an outsider. As she confessed in an E! Network documentary about her dad, "It was really miserable. Oh my gosh, it was so cliquey. I'd sit at the end of the lunch table, just eating my weird sandwich that I had, and I was just itching to get out of high school." Despite this, she did manage to forge a few lasting friendships during those otherwise lonely years. In 2018, she celebrated a 10-year friendship with Rachel Speck by posting a sweet photo of the two of them on Facebook. And in 2020, she posted a pic of her childhood friend, John Monaco Vacci, after he made a point to stop by and visit during one of her autograph signing sessions. She wrote, "My best guy friend since kindergarten came by the signing today, and our childish ways came out." Whatever relative normalcy Brooke enjoyed during her younger years more or less came to an end in July 2005, when the reality show Hogan Knows Best premiered on VH1. The inaugural season documented many different formative moments in her life, including her first date, which Hulk wasn't too excited about.
Some cocky college kid.
He's 22, and you're a child. That's against the law. I want to talk to him.
After 4 seasons, the show was canceled in 2007. This was mostly due to the fact that Hulk and Linda split up after he was accused of having an affair with Brooke's best friend. As if that wasn't awkward enough, Linda went on to date one of Brooke's classmates, Charlie Hill. This obviously had a pretty negative effect on her relationship with her mother. And that same year, Nick was involved in a car crash that severely injured one of his friends and ultimately resulted in him spending time behind bars. Those piano lessons in early childhood ended up paying off in 2004. That year, Brooke released her first single, Everything to Me, which went on to enjoy a #1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 single sales chart. 2 years later, she released her full debut album, Undiscovered. With 30,000 copies being sold in its first week, the album was a commercial success. It debuted at number 28 on the Billboard album chart, while the hit single About Us, which features rapper Paul Wall, climbed to number 33 on the singles chart. Her second album, The Redemption, was unfortunately much less successful. The first week of its release, it only sold 3,000 copies, and it only reached the 144th spot on the Billboard album chart. You would think that Brooke had enough of reality TV after Hogan Knows Best, but everyone's assumptions were proven wrong when her spin-off Brooke Knows Best premiered in 2008. This time around, the show followed her after she decided to move out at the age of 18 and do her own thing. She ended up snagging herself a fancy Miami apartment and sharing it with friends.
I cannot believe this is your first place. This is insane. This is unbelievable.
That's right.
The show went on for 2 seasons and chronicled her many different exploits, which included getting tattoos, experimenting with pole fitness, and hitting up crazy yacht parties. In addition, she also made a point to support good causes once in a while. One of them was Becca's Closet, an organization that provides less fortunate high school seniors with prom dresses. The first time Brooke played a part in her father's WWE career was in 2006, when she appeared alongside him as part of a storyline with Randy Orton. It wasn't until 2012 that she entered the ring again, but this time it was in an executive capacity. She was brought on as the head of the TNA Knockouts division. According to Brooke, she got the job because she was friends with the TNA president, not because Hulk was her dad. During an appearance on Sway in the Morning, she described some of her day-to-day tasks.
We're dealing with a couple things with like tag teams and kind of who's fighting who, and I need to come in there and straighten it all out because they're all over the place right now.
Dixie Carter, then TNA wrestling president, said of Brooke when she was tapped for the executive role, "It was us, girl power, talking about the most important girls in the wrestling business today. You excite me when we talk about this, and I'm really looking forward to all you're gonna do for us." Brooke held the job until 2013, when she was let go as part of an organizational budget reassessment. Around this time, Dallas Cowboy center Phil Costa proposed to Brooke while the two were in Vegas. In a since-deleted Instagram post, she gushed about the news. "Happiest moment of my life. I am marrying my best friend. I wouldn't choose anyone else. I am so lucky and so grateful. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be." In November 2013, Brooke reportedly bailed on the engagement so that she could prioritize her music career, but the truth eventually came out a little while later. As Hulk told CBS News in August 2014, "I put a bullet in that really quick. There was no way my daughter was going to marry somebody that I don't like, that got me mad, or has got in my face." While this sounds like something that might create a rift in a typical father-daughter relationship, this wasn't true for Brooke and Hulk. Case in point, the whole National Enquirer incident back in 2015. In case you don't recall, the tabloid released an audio recording of Hulk using a racial slur, which was allegedly directed at Brooke's black boyfriend almost a decade before. After this came to light, Hulk apologized during an interview with ABC News, explaining that using the slur was a common thing during his upbringing in a rough neighborhood of Tampa.
All my friends, we greeted each other saying that word. We teased each other with that word. The word was just thrown around like it was nothing.
Despite this attempt to explain himself, there was definitely some fallout. He was removed from the WWE Hall of Fame and the WWE website. Amidst all of this, Brooke took it upon herself to defend her father by posting a poem on Facebook. Part of the since-deleted poem read, "I bet your father, or someone that you love, maybe regrets something they wish they'd never done." A few years later, Hulk's status in the WWE Hall of Fame was reinstated. He would also go on to sue the media company Gawker, the media company responsible for the leak, in May 2016. They reportedly reached a $31 million settlement in November of that same year. Another thing that happened around the time of the National Enquirer scandal was Brooke's foray into the country music sphere. In September 2015, she released a 5-song EP called I Wanna Be Your Girlfriend. Speaking with Entertainment Tonight, she explained that living in Nashville played a big part in her inspiration.
"I love to write songs, and this seemed like the place that I could really harvest my craft."
Her second country EP, So Many Summers, was released in April 2018. She also went on to release a number of other individual tracks, such as Love People, Move, and Boomerang. Beyond playing a part in the Nashville music scene, she also owns an interior design company there, BB Designs by Brooke. Something pretty unexpected happened on June 8, 2022. Brooke married professional hockey player Steven Alexi, whom she had met through friends. They said their vows in Orlando, Florida. A few years later, Brooke told TMZ that they decided to keep things private so as to avoid the usual media attention that results from such things. She explained, "It's just that I've been through so much stuff in my life. I was like, the one thing that feels like it's just so untouched and it's so pure. I was like, I just don't want to, let the claws of fame sink its teeth into it." She posted their first official pic together, a simple black and white selfie, on January 1st, 2024. She lovingly captioned the post, "The kindest, sweetest badass you'll ever meet. I'm really lucky. God did me a solid on this one."